Hi, this is Juan from JuanTutors.com. Welcome to my totally free office hours. Today we're working on the August 2016 New York Algebra 1 Common Core Regents exam, problem number 16. If you want to find these exams anywhere in the world, you go to nysedregents.org. Click on the appropriate tabs and the tests are all available to you. Here's the problem. Kendall bought X boxes of cookies to bring to a party. Each box contains 12 cookies. She decides to keep 2 boxes for herself. She brings 60 cookies to the party. Which equation can be used to find the number of boxes X Kendall bought? 2x minus 12 is 60, 12x minus 2 is 60, 12x minus 24 is 60, or 24 minus 12x is 60. So look, this is one of those situations that look almost exactly the same as a problem that would appear in the old Regents, but very subtly different. This is also testing to see if you have some algebra sense, to see if you could see how numbers are connected to each other, what numbers actually mean, and how they fit together in the equation, not just can you generate an equation. So in this case, I do recommend on your test you write down what these things represent. So 12 is equal to the number of cookies in each box. Okay. Let's see. X is equal to the number of cookies, number of boxes bought. But she decides to keep 2 for herself. Number of boxes kept. Okay, and then 60 equals the number of cookies brought to party. Okay, I recommend you actually write that down during the test. Okay, so now how do these numbers fit together? That's going to be the key to getting this question right. So in the first equation, we see that 2x minus 12 is 60. You see, if you're multiplying 2 times x, you're multiplying a number of boxes times another number of boxes. So that can't be the answer, no matter what these numbers mean, no matter what the rest of the equation means. So now if we look at this number 2, we see 12x. Well, 12 is the number of cookies in each box, and x is the number of boxes bought. So 12x does mean something relevant to this problem. 12x is the number of cookies in all the boxes. Okay, so that does mean something physically significant to this problem. So let's look at this one more closely. It says 12x minus 2 is 60. 60 is the number of cookies brought to the party, and we're subtracting something because she decides to keep 2 boxes for herself, right? So we are subtracting something. But here's the key, 12x minus 2. This is a number of cookies, and this is subtracting a number of boxes. So this cannot actually be correct. Because these two numbers do not represent the same type of units. Cookies minus boxes is not a physical quantity. So this is not the correct answer. So let's look at number 3. 12x minus 24 equals 60. Now this one feels a little bit more right. The number of cookies she bought minus 24. Where does this 24 come from? She decides to keep 2 boxes for herself. So 12 times 2, 12 times 2, 12 is the number of cookies in each box, 2 is the number of boxes she kept, so this is the number of cookies kept. And now these units do work out. 12x is the number of cookies she bought minus the number of cookies she kept equals the number of cookies she brought to the party. So that is a true equation. And this can be used to find the number of cookies, the number of boxes that Kendall bought. Let's just check this one, number 4, 24 minus 12x equals 60. This one's here to see if you know in which order these numbers should be subtracted. 24 is the number of cookies she kept. 12x is the number of cookies she bought. 24 minus 12x does not represent the number of cookies she brought. So, because bought minus kept equals brought. That's number 3. That's not number 4. Okay, so here's a similar problem that we created on our own. Kylie bought, it's related, of course. Kylie bought X boxes of cookies to bring to the party. Each box contains C cookies. She decides to keep K boxes for herself, and she brings P cookies to the party. Which equation is true? And you have 4 equations. XC minus K equals P, XC minus K equals PC, P equals C times X minus K, or X minus C plus P equals 2P. There's a lot of equations that can be generated by these variables. One of the ways you can do this problem is by choosing numbers for this problem for these variables. So let's say she bought 10 boxes of cookies, and then she bought C is you can make C a dozen again. C is 12. She decides to keep K boxes for herself. Let's say she keeps 3 boxes for herself, and then she brings P cookie to the party. Let's say she brought she brought I don't know 60 cookies. Well, I'm sorry, that's an unknown number. You'd have to decide how many cookies she brought to the party, and then you could decide which equation gives you the right numbers. So that's another way to do it. So that's method 1. Choose values of X, C, and K, and then find P, and then match with the choices. And most likely, if you choose your X, C, and K randomly enough, that only one of these choices would give you the right answer. So that's a highly recommended method, just to be able to do the question. Also to gain intuition generally into the problem. So method 2, we're going to go into looking at the units. Okay. So again, x is equal to the number boxes bought. C is equal to the number of cookies per box. Okay. K is equal to the number of boxes kept. And then P is the number of cookies brought to the party. So let's compare the units. So XC is the number of XC, then, if X is the number of boxes bought and C is the number of cookies per box, XC is equal to the number of cookies bought. That's an actually significant number for this real life situation. So, but if you subtract K from it, the number of boxes kept, this is a number of cookies minus a number of boxes, so the units don't match at all, so that cannot be the answer. This one, same deal. It's a number of cookies minus a number of boxes, so that's necessarily not the answer. This one, let's see this one. The number of cookies brought to the party is equal to the number of cookies in one box times X minus K. X minus K, well, X is the number of boxes bought, and X is the number, K is the number of boxes kept. So the X minus K is the number of boxes brought to party. Okay, so that is a significant number for this problem. Now C times X minus K is equal to the, let's see, well, it's the number of boxes brought times the number of cookies per box is the number of cookies brought to party. Which in fact, by definition, is P. So equation 3 actually does say that P is equal to C times X minus K. So that is in fact the correct answer. Now let's look at this one real quick. X minus C plus P equals 2P. Let's see. X is the number of cookie boxes. I'm sorry. Yes, X is the number of boxes of cookies bought. C is the number of cookies in each box. So you're subtracting a number of boxes minus a number of cookies. These units don't match. And then you're adding a number of cookies again, and that's equal to a number of cookies. This cannot be the answer. Oops. This cannot be the answer because the units don't match in each of the quantities. Sorry, that my pen just decided to be very light, so that is not the answer. Okay, so in fact, C is the right. Choice 3 is the right answer. Okay, I hope you got it. Keep working at it. This was a really tough problem, but I know you can do it if you keep working at it. Keep trying. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video starting right now.